Track and field is the best sport because there's full exposure. You can't hide anywhere. You are your times. And even if you did go out and break a world record, if you can't continue to deliver the same level of greatness again and again, then the spotlight disappears. It's not only how good can you be, it's how long can you be that good? Can you truly be consistent? I remember when I was involved in the sport and I'd have to take a week off, and when I came back to the track, it would show. Or, amongst the running community, everybody understands the fact that the sport is all mental. And I think that's why I think it really is the best sport. Not only does it truly test you as an athlete and really show whether or not you are who you say you are, if you will. It's, you can just learn so much from truly being involved in it, There's so much that you have to do and keep up that, it shows up the same way in real life. You gotta be consistent, and you gotta have a certain mentality, because if you go into a race thinking that you're gonna lose, then it's kind of like you already been defeated, And everything does start in the mind anyway. All sports, everything that we do, technically, it's all mental, because, duh, we tell our bodies to do something, it responds, it does it. We want to move our hand, we want to grab something, we grab it, but it starts with a thought. But track, it's so raw, and it doesn't look like it. So when you watch it on TV, you just see these people running, and some races are very short, like 100, and like all things, even if you watch football or basketball, it just always looks easier than what it really requires. It's always harder when you actually put yourself in that position and you try to do it. But let me also say that sprinting, there's something about sprinting. Now, when I was in track, I remember a lot of people, a lot of students from, other sports within my school would come out so they could try to get faster. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think that track and field is one of the first sports ever in life, in the world. I might be wrong, but it's because, as humans, we walk, we run, we jump, we throw. It's basically all track and field is. And I feel like with all sports, you gotta be quick. You gotta have that ability to move. And with track, sprinting alone is a task, If you're not flexible enough, if you're not strong enough, you could tear something very easily from trying to sprint. But yeah, I will stand on this forever and ever. I know that it's not the most popular sport, but I'm telling you, something about it. The other day, I went out in the neighborhood and I ran one lap, and I felt it, immediately. And I'm not talking about after the full lap. You see, I've been away for a while. I started to, in my thought, and this is how it works. When you're running, usually it's painful or it's fatiguing, and that feeling can come up and come about very quickly. And when it does, you have a choice to either ignore it and push through or cave in. And I think that's mainly why it's mental. And, track is such a delicate sport. And because it's based off of times and all these numbers and marks, it's a big deal, The difference between you winning gold or in silver, or coming in first, coming in second, can be a matter of milliseconds. So I think that's why it's just so awesome. And in a way, it's really gruesome. It's really raw. But let me tell you, I literally probably got like 20 meters, like a few strides from the house. And I was like, oh, I understand now already why I was so close to quitting when I actually ran. It's a different ball game. Just going out and going for a run casually versus doing it every day. And not only that, you gotta run and you gotta do things that you might not even feel like you're up for that day. And you get this lactic acid where I'm telling you, it feels like you're gonna die. And I've done a lot of different workouts. I know that all sports require different things from you as an athlete, but going through a true intense track workout, I'm talking about the type of workouts that you have to do in order to be great in the sport, will have you rethinking everything. Something that you were worried about or stressing about that day, you do a little track workout, you find yourself on the ground, shaking, moving from side to side, about to throw up sometimes. Can't feel your legs, you feel like, I can't, it's hard to explain, but it's a feeling that doesn't feel good. And I think that just, it can really, there's a verse in the Bible too. It talks about running the race with endurance and, comparing, the race being life, comparing it to life. But I think that's why track really is the best sport, because there's so many things that you can take from the sport as far as what the sport takes, what the sport is about, and you can apply it to life. You can see it mirror in life. When things get hard in real life, what choices will you make? When doubt creeps in, will you push through and ignore it, or will you tune in, cave in? Something about track, I don't know, true champions just continuously conquering themselves to be on top. And not just on top of the field, the competition, but themselves. Seeing your time continuously drop, knowing that the efforts that you've put in are actually showing. You're reaping what you are sowing. It's pretty cool. And it's in such a evident, clear, in-your-face way. But I do want to get back into running. I don't think I will ever run as intensely and demandingly as I once did when it was my life, when it was my thing. But there's something about running. We all know how healthy it is for us. But just like it's mental, just like it takes a lot of mental strength, mental fortitude, I think there's a lot of benefits, but that makes sense already. If it takes you making certain choices, and if it takes you battling those thoughts, negative thoughts, and conquering them, that can only have good effects on your mind, Yeah, I think running is just, it's so healthy all around. It's so fun if you don't have to. You don't have to, I mean, no offense, track athletes out there who are grinding it the fuck out. But listen, that shit is, it takes a lot that I'm not willing to really give. But just running freely, and there's this thing called runner's high. And I remember being at practice during my time in college, and one of my teammates, or I think it was a bunch of my teammates, they were talking about it. And, just sharing their experiences with it. And I let them know, I was like, you guys, I don't think I've ever experienced that. And they were so shocked. I don't know. I did experience it afterwards later on, but it wasn't during my time as an athlete. But there's something really cool about it. I don't even know the science behind it, but it does exist. And I don't know, running can be so freeing. And if you do it right and you really get in tune with your body and the way that it's moving, and you work everything the way it's supposed to be worked, you got your arms moving the way they need to move, you're picking up your feet, you're landing the right way, you're using your hips, you're using your core. There's something cool about it, and everybody can do it. If you got 2 legs, and even if you just got legs, I think, even if you got 1 leg, the Paralympians exist. You can fucking run. You can do it. You can feel good. You can feel good about yourself and do it. Imagine how good you feel if you can get consistent with even for going for a run for 5 minutes every day, 10 minutes. Imagine how fucking good you'll feel if you do that, whether it's cold outside or hot as fuck. I'm talking about the type of heat where you want to just tap out. Imagine how good you feel. How proud of yourself. I didn't finish the book, but I was reading Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the founder of Nike. I need to finish that book. It was actually really good. His story is pretty inspiring. But there's a part in the book where he was trying to sell his shoe. He had just started it. I think it was called Tiger at the beginning. And, he was doing what he had to do, especially at the time that he was doing it. He's trying to market as best as he could. He would go to track meets and, try to sell it to the runners and convince them, it's the best shoe, you need this shoe. And there's a part in the book where I think either he was running or one of his business partners were running, and they shared a story about how, runners received a lot of hate. There was a guy who rode past in his truck, and he, I swear, I think they threw something at him. Just shitting on runners, just hating. Gotta love the haters, y'all. All you can do is laugh. It's what the fuck? Why do you gotta be hating? Imagine. Can't even fucking run. Can we just live our lives? Haters out there. The ones that are you really hate. Let it go. It's okay. If you want to run too, and that's why you're mad, and you just get up and run yourself. You'll feel good about yourself. And do it consistently. Imagine how good you feel. You don't have to hate. You don't have to worry. It's something I feel very passionately about. Why can't we just stay in our own lanes and let people be? If they're not harming you, leave them the fuck alone. Stop talking about them. Stop worrying about them. Stop trying to make other people see them the way you see them and not like them. What's going on with you? Okay? Just no need. I can't believe that. I read that and I was like, damn, why? Niggas can't even run. Niggas can't run. But, great book. Very inspiring. That's insane, you know? Everybody knows Nike. Everything starts from a mustard seed. What are you sowing? What are you sowing? What intentions are you making? Is it going to be worth it when it's time to reap? Is it going to be something that you want to reap? You got to pay attention to the things that we do, the choices that we make. We gotta do all things with intention. We gotta look at things from the bigger picture, the grander scope, you know? Yeah. It's been pretty fun, you know? Just talking, getting some thoughts out, starting this podcast up. I'm in the sun again. About to be on the road again as well soon here. And I am truly excited. I'm so excited for what's in store for not only me, but just the grand scope, the big picture. Good things do exist, you guys. Good things can happen. Good things can happen for you. Good things will happen for you. Good things will happen for you. I got this, Pinterest is a pretty cool app. I've been loving it. I've been on it for the past 2 weeks heavily. Just, looking at a bunch of different pieces and ensembles, whatnot. My style has really changed. I've always loved fashion. Always loved fashion. When I was in middle school, I had a best friend, and she loved fashion too. You know, like the typical, Barbie, Bratz, little girl growing up, girly girl. And we used to go and shop at Justice in the mall. It used to be limited too. And I think there's like a day at school where we could wear whatever we wanted. And my dad took us shopping and picked out these like matching outfits. One was like the cyan blue, the other was sort of pink. And since then, since Justice, since Bratz, since Barbie, I was just like, I love it. I love the accessories. I love the way an outfit can come together and just express this thing. And I love the way just certain dresses can flow and the feeling that it gives, the colors. But also, this is because it made me think of it. I'll never forget one day we were on the phone, and I was like, yeah, girl, so when are we gonna go to Justice next? And she's like, I don't shop at Justice anymore. I shop at Forever 21. And I was like, what the fuck, bitch? Fuck you mean? And at the time, we're getting older. No, that wasn't even, did I say middle school? We wore those outfits in elementary. And I think that might have been going into middle school when she said that. We're growing up. I was clearly not on the right type of time. That shit. And then I started to shop at Forever 21. Forever 21 was booming. I don't really know what they got going on now, but Yeah, I always loved fashion. In high school, I tried my best not to wear the same outfit every day. Yeah, I was that girl. But yeah, I've always been into fashion, and I've been on Pinterest just trying to figure out what my style is now. I really love a good boot. I've also been thinking about what I want to wear when it comes time for me to perform on stage. And different photo shoot ideas, video shoot ideas. And yeah, I'm excited to just learn how to sew even and put some things together. See what I can do. I know this is lame, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm so excited to just get back to. I'm so excited to begin and to start to design the life that I have been envisioning. It's all coming together, and I'm ready to just tackle it. And it's so lame, but I am excited to get back on the media game and start posting on my socials more, expressing myself, posting my art, doing different video shoots. I'm so excited. This podcast even, it's a way that I can express myself and get my thoughts out. I've really been loving it. Can't wait to get an audience and just start to just converse and discuss, hang. But yeah, social media can be really fun. I feel like when you have a knack for it, when you have an eye for it, when you have to be honest, like if you've been online since even the MySpace days, I didn't catch that wave. I was a little too young. My oldest brother had a MySpace, and I remember how it looked. I remember the cool layouts. Very nostalgic, very much so early 2000s, but pretty dope. You got the Tumblr kids, and then Instagram came about. It's so fun, setting up your profile. I feel like it's equivalent to, creating your character in Sims. That part is always the most fun, to me. The games where you can just build your character and figure out how they're gonna look and what they're gonna wear. But yeah, I won't lie, I will say it can be fun. I love taking pictures and getting my hair done and having appointments and doing the whole thing, just expressing myself. Because I'm going to be honest, because so what? I am 25. I still have a lot to learn. I've made some mistakes that put me in a place where I have been depressed and I have been down. I have been idle. I haven't, I've made choices where I didn't show up for myself in the way that I could have or should have, just being very honest. And I think that a lot of people have been at that point in their lives, but I'm not going to act like I have it all together. I think that's mainly what people feel when it comes to the negative side of social media, the false perception, the false realities, because people will do that, Flexing on the gram is a thing for a reason. Clout is a thing that people do chase. But I'm not going to act, I have struggled and I have had to learn hard lessons, and I've had to take steps back when for the majority of my life I feel like I was taking steps forward. And I feel like we all should just be honest about these sort of things. But also, because somebody like me who can have a lot of fun on social media when it comes to the aesthetic side, I mean, let's be honest, who the fuck's gonna post the worst of the worst and lows of lows? I'm not trying to do that. Especially today, if you're trying to build a brand for yourself, it's just the reality of it. Two things can be true at once. Something my husband tried to teach me. And I think he successfully did it. I honestly believe that, and I think like that now. But yeah. Something doesn't have to be all good. Something doesn't have to be all bad. And I think social media is definitely one of those things. But, yeah, guys, I'm not gonna act. I'm just ready to get back on my feet, okay? And do what I do. And, yeah, just about the choices that we make. The things that we go through. It happens when life happens. It is what it is. And my flow kind of got cut off because my husband came out here. But it's okay, because I love him, and he's doing such a good job at fixing our car so we can get it going. And he made me some breakfast, and I love him. And he looks so cute right now. I can do whatever you need, baby. Alright, I'm going to stop recording now. It's already been a long time, so